Doctor Who title victorious. He kills me not. The first one that fully introduces. Now, the 8th Doctor has shown up in the other medias that's dealing with this event, dealing with this title victorious story. But to be true told, this first audio drama is like the fully introduction to the 8th Doctor. Like, he showed up at the end of The Night, the Fool and the Dead. He showed up as like a stinger, as a teaser for the next book, which is All Flesh and Glass. Along with 9 at the end, and 10 becoming title victorious. You have at the end of last week where it wasn't a big deal, just 13 showed up at the end. The Daleks doing the whole thing of the Doctor is the enemy of the Daleks, and then there's a picture of 8. And so, he's been popping in and out, kind of swinkling in. So clearly, 8 is really heavily involved in this, along as much as 10 is, right? Like 9's kind of like, this, thing that's dealing with the magazine and this book, but it seems like 10 and 9 are like the main 2 focuses. And for this full introduction of this, and it's a trilogy. It's a trilogy of these. You got this one. You got Enemy of My Enemy, that's featuring the Daleks, and then you got this other one that's I can't remember the title of it, but we got one coming out in December. And so for this first one, you think, okay, this is going to be maybe a big pow boom story. No, not really. What you have is a very simple story, really. It's a very simple, very put in place story that, in a way, if you took the Doctor out of it, it just immediately doesn't make any difference to if it's good or bad. It's just a good story, really. I mean, what the story is about Brian the Ood. I want to say Ood, Brian the assassin, but he is also an assassin. But Brian the Ood, the assassin that we met in the The Night, the Fool and the Dead. And he is on a mission, he's on an assessment. He is trying to kill this tickler assessment, this tickler hire, and the Doctor pops up while everything's going hell loose. All of them are injured. Both of them are injured and all that kind of stuff. And the Doctor's just there to go to point A, point B, be an assistant, find out what's going on. Why are they all hunted down? And when the Doctor finds out just about Brian and his mission and how it was done and why and ways to go around it, the Doctor goes, stop it. It's not really a big bam boom. It's not like, probably what next month's going to be, which is we're dealing with the Daleks. And you're like, it's the Daleks. You want this like big power boom, big giant Doctor Who story. But this one's very small, really. It's a very small, very calculated, very well-written story that gets you very invested with the characters, really. I mean, I will first say this. I fucking love Brian the Ood. And I love it. And definitely, I can't remember the guy who voices him in this. Because, all we know is from words on a piece of paper. This is the first time we're actually going to hear him. He is menacing. I mean, we all know what an Ood sounds like, Would you like some tea? I can't do it. Would you like some tea? Or like the story, and them saying like, the song is ending, but the story never ends. Have this calm, soothing voice. But when you have lines about oh, your father said to bring him a piece, but he never said which one. You're like, Jesus. Just the voice itself, and knowing what Ood sounds like, it looks like. I mean, hell, he's on the cover if you want to know what Ood looks like. It's just, you're like, you're like, what is happening? You had this tension towards it. But yeah, it just goes really well done. You got these two characters, because like the Doctor and the other characters pop in this bar, store, hotel type establishment, and you can tell these two people, the sheriff, these are people who are just in a sticky situation. They want to do X, Y, and Z, but then everything goes up to eternity. It just goes. It's just well written. It's really well written. It's very small. It would be like, picture like if you're a person like me who knows New Who. Picture something like Fear Her, or Turn Left, or Blink or something, where the sci-fi isn't really heavily involved. Is that there's an alien, the TARDIS, and that's kind of it. Maybe a space gun or two, but maybe Midnight, even that. But it's those small episodes. Picture those type of episodes in this story, and it just works really well. I can't wait for what the next one will be, because they do cliffhanger it. Spoiler alert, the Daleks do show up at the end, doing the whole "you are a prisoner of the Daleks." I can't do it. I kind of sound like more like a Simon, do I not? But yeah, it works. It works. There's so many